Year after year after year, we watch smart, well meaning people, often Americans, Canadians, Australians, go through the painstaking, years long process of getting their Italian passport. They spend thousands of dollars on lawyers, immigration specialists. They wait patiently for documents to be translated, and then finally, they hold a beautiful red passport in their hands. They believed they had unlocked a world of freedom and legacy, the ability to live and work anywhere in Europe. What they don't know is that the piece of paper, that passport, they have just signed a hidden contract, a contract that makes them a tax resident of Italy, a path with the devil. In this video, we're going to expose a truth, a bad truth, that most Italian consulates, embassies, and immigration lawyers will not tell you. The fact that simply being a citizen, registering in the wrong place, can make you liable for taxes on your worldwide income. This is not about paying for a coffee or a train ticket. This is about a hidden, silent tax bomb that can wipe out your entire life savings. We're going to show you with two real high-stakes stories exactly how this happens. This is not a story about Italian tax residency. This is a story about the devastating power of a single document and why you need to understand it before it's too late. Let's start with the first story. Italian citizens living abroad are supposed to be registered with the AIRE, A-I-R-E, the Registry of Italian Residency Abroad. It's critical, but often ignored bureaucratic step. Most people think it's just, formality, a way for the Italian government to know where they are. They don't understand that the AIRE is the key that unlocks their tax freedom. That's the first step. Let's talk about Marco. Marco is a successful software engineer living in London. He has a great salary, a beautiful home, and a healthy portfolio of investments and cryptocurrencies. He has a life that he built from scratch. Marco recently got his Italian citizenship through his ancestors. He was so proud. He got his passport and was told by his immigration lawyer to register with the AIRE so he could use his passport at the airport. He meant to do it, but life happened. A new project at work, a family trip. It just, slipped his mind. He never registered. He forgot about it. Years went by. And then, a few months ago, Marco got a chilling, burning letter from the Agenzia delle Entrate. They had located him. The letter stated that because he was a citizen and not registered with the AIRE, he was considered by assumption an Italian tax resident for the last 5 years. The Italian government assumed his center of personal interest was in Italy because he had no official records of living anywhere else. The letter demanded he pay taxes on his entire worldwide income for those 5 years. His annual salary was around 120,000. In Italy, that income would be taxed at a rate of over 40%. The Italian tax authorities were asking for the difference between what he paid in the UK and what he should have paid here in Italy. And on top of that, they were asking for taxes on his investments income and cryptocurrencies profits, things in the UK already taxed on, but on different rates. The final bill? Over 115,000 in back taxes and penalties. So Marco's dream of an Italian passport had just become a financial disaster, a silent, invisible mistake that cost him a fortune, all because he didn't take a simple yet critical step. Now let's take a look about another story, a slightly different kind of nightmare. This is about Sofia, fake name of course. Sofia is an American living in New York. She works on Wall Street, earns a high income, and has significant assets, including a luxury condo. Her grandfather was Italian, so she decided to get her citizenship through descent to honor her family and keep her options open for the future. She did everything right. She probably registered with the AIRE, so she thought she was safe. But Sofia's grandfather passed away and is only living descendants, so she inherited a small but valuable apartment in Florence. The apartment was worth, back in time, 300,000. She took ownership, put in her name, and she decided to rent it out. She received rental income every month. She reported this income to the U.S. tax return as she was a U.S. citizen and tax resident. She thought everything was fine. What Sofia didn't know is that even with the proper AIRE registration, a person is considered a tax resident of Italy if their center of interest is in the country. And owning a rental property with the property as prima casa, a significant asset, in Italy can be seen a huge signal that your interests are here. A few years later, an auditor from the Italian tax office, using sophisticated data mining, found a mismatch. Sofia, an Italian citizen, owned a property in Italy and she was generating income from it. So the auditor determined that her center of interest had shifted to Italy even though she was still living in New York. The Italian tax authorities hit her with a bill. They demanded taxes not just on the rental income from the apartment, but on her entire worldwide income, including her high salary from Wall Street for the last 3 years. The tax bill plus penalties came to over $190,000. She was fighting a battle to prove that her life, her family, career, her very being was not in Italy. She was forced to hire expensive tax lawyers and accountants, such as Studio Rigo in this case, to solve a mess that never should have happened. Why? Because she didn't realize that one small connection, one single asset could change her entire tax status. You see, the Italian passport is a privilege, but it's also a trap. A silent, unseen contract that can put your entire financial life in danger. This is not just about, having an Italian passport. It's about not understanding the incredible power that that passport holds in the eyes of Italian tax authorities. They have now a right to assume your tax residency unless you can prove otherwise. You definitely cannot afford to assume everything will be fine from now onwards. We don't want to see your dream turn into disaster. So, if you're an Italian citizen living abroad or just thinking of becoming one, don't make the same mistakes that cost Marco and Sofia so much, because when you know the rules, you can control the game.
At Studio Rigo, we provide tax and strategic guidance for those navigating international complexity with significant interests in Italy. We work quietly, precisely, and always with the long term in mind. If you expect nothing less than clarity and control, you'll know where to find us. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.